Pissy elevators, shitty hallways. Only $1, split it 4 ways. Credit in the store, needles on the floor. If I had one wish, I wish for more. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of How to Beat the Streets podcast. Yeah. Man, now today, man, I got a very special guest in the building. Artist, actor, entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Seany Sean.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's happening, man? What's happening?
Good, man.
I'm feeling blessed, though. It's a pleasure you having me here. It's an honor, you know what I mean? So, get it started.
Let's do it, man. So here on this show, How to Beat the Streets, man, we always get started with a quote. The quote we got for you today is, without hustle, talent will only carry you so far. What's that quote mean to you?
Well, the quote mean to me is basically like without that ambition and drive, like your talent only going to get you so far. So I feel as though that once you have that hustle, that hunger within you, and just know why you started your goal, it'll never leave you.
I like that, man. And I think about that quote all the time, you know what I mean, as an independent artist just doing our thing out here. Like, people always equate the success with the person that has the bread. But I feel like if you could take an idea from your head and put it out here in the universe, it's the same respect level to me, you know what I mean? Because it's dope just to see everything you've been doing, everything that I'm doing, everything that people around us that's in this entertainment business is doing. It's a lot going on, you know what I mean? It's
right.
A lot going on. But the ground level to me is just like, if you could take anything that you made in your pen, your pad, whether it's acting, whether it's whatever job you're doing, you know what I mean? If you could put that into reality out of nowhere, I think you dope, man. So, for you, right? We're gonna just matter of fact, we're gonna get it right into it. Where you from?
Yeah, I was born and raised Harlem, New York.
Harlem in the building, huh?
Right.
Now, as far as education, how far did you take it?
I went to PS 144 on 122nd. Like, I think it started from pre-K all the way to the 5th, and then I made my transition to Watley Secondary School from the 6th to 12th.
I'm laughing because Watley is a school that we both have in familiar, you know what I mean? I went to Watley for 6th grade, and before the show we was talking, Watley it was a crazy time. What year was that?
That was like 03, 02. Like, that was a crazy. It was fun, but it was kind of crazy too during that time.
Yeah, I know what we talking about, man. All y'all out here, Watley at a certain point in time, man, was a different kind of school, man. But if you from Harlem, you know all about Watley, you know what I mean? But the name of the show is called How to Beat the Streets, you know what I mean? Growing up in Harlem, you know how I get in Harlem. You see a lot of great things. You see a lot of things that, hold a lot of people back. How was you able to navigate the streets of Harlem?
Well, luckily I had foundation, being raised by my grandmother, and then I had like my brother, my 3 uncles, my aunt, my sister. So we all was bunched up in the same household. So it was like I really didn't struggle as a kid because my grandmother damn near gave us everything. Like, it was the fun house. Like, if you was my friend and you would have came up to like my apartment, like we be playing pool, Sega, Genesis, PlayStation, Dreamcast, just like the whole 9. So it's like everybody wanted to come to my grandmother's apartment because it was like a safe haven, just to stay away from the streets. But as a kid, when you outside, you see everything. You know what I mean? So, but I had the best of both worlds. I had that the balance.
What part of Harlem you grew up in?
121st and Adam Clayton Powell, which is 7th Avenue.
Okay. It's funny because I remember growing up, I went to a program. Shout out to the Harlem Children's Zone, man.
Yes.
A one way to beat the streets is through these programs that, whether it's Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn. I was a part of a legendary program called Harlem Children's Zone, and that summer I was just trying to get paid, you know what I mean? I was young, 13 years old, trying my best to stay out the streets. And in my building, they had like this poster saying, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, you could come, you could get paid for doing extracurricular activities. So I signed up, and that program was called Truce, and you was in there too, man.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, though, because my grandmother convinced me to go there. Like, it's like, you going to be able to get paid? I'm like, nah, like my boys, they they selling marijuana, like they getting some fast money. Like I'm like, like 2 week paycheck. I'm like, man. But when I seen the paycheck, it motivated me into my education more because I was like, oh wow, like they really hands on with the community, dealing with like you becoming a writer,
Right.
into film. They later on down the line started building like recording studios and stuff like that. So it's like, and also too, just like while you participating into those activities, you getting paid for it. So it's
Right.
like, why not go to after school programming and just learn and get paid?
I'm gonna come clean. My first paycheck, seeing my name on it and money in my pocket, was from Harlem Children's Zone. So we just want to take the time out to give a shout out to the Harlem Children's Zone, man, because
Yes.
that was dope. You know what I mean? I was making like a little 200, 150, but it was dope. And actually, my first music video was shot in Truth.
Same
And that
here.
was my first time like seeing the cameras, seeing myself on camera, everybody, looking at it and all that. I was dancing too. So people that know me, know my pops was a dancer. So growing up, I used to dance and all that. So I was in
Right.
the video dancing. If
Right.
anybody find that Truth video, you got a couple thousand for you, man. Let me see that. But all right. So growing up in Harlem, what was your biggest challenge? Like if you could just think back to your whole everything, you know what I mean, your whole life. What was your biggest challenge growing up in the streets of Harlem?
More likely just like my uncle, like he was like affiliated with the Crips, so it's like he basically was like knew that I was like soft hearted, like never was a fighter, but he was like roughing me up in the house, put the gloves on, fight both of my brothers until one of us like fold, and then we gotta fight him. Yeah, like that was like the difficult part behind it because it's like, yo, like why you beating us up? But I never understood it.
Yeah, to take you through the ring.
Like I never understood it. So when I got outside, it was rough because like all my peers is like either playing ball or they like snuffing people, robbing people, like during that time period. So it's like it was kind of hard for me, like just to like being I would say peer pressure. Peer pressure is like one of those factors.
Okay.
Because just seeing a lot of things in the community, you like, oh damn, like we jumping people, we taking their money, we going to the store getting something to eat. But I'm realizing that like, yo, this ain't my lifestyle. Like I'm not struggling.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I would say peer pressure.
So you mentioned your grandmother a lot. What was your childhood like? You grew up with your father, mother? What was that like?
My mother, she was currently in a rehabilitated center, recovering from like drugs, and my father barely wasn't around. So my grandmother took me in. So around like 96, 97, my mother like did a 360, like graduated from college, got her nursing degree.
Ooh.
And she like, oh, I want to take my kids back. Me and my older brother's like, nah, we good. We staying over here.
What age was that?
I was 8. I was 8 years old. I was like, nah, I'm staying over here. Like I'm getting the best treatment over here. Like I'm getting spoiled over here. But it was times where I spent time with my mother and I seen like the strictness that she had with my brothers and my sister. I was like, nah, this ain't it. Like
You ain't trying to go over there.
I ain't trying to go over there. But my father wasn't around, so it's like I had my brother, my 2 uncles. It's just those 3 male figures.
I wanted to ask that question because I feel like our story often aligns to the gifts and the talents and the things that we eventually end up doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So before I get into all that, like, did your mom situation play a part on who you are today and what you're doing today, or who had the biggest influence on you?
I would say most likely I would say both of my siblings, my grandmother and my mother, because the music alone, like my grandmother playing like old records, I was like, what's this? Then my mother playing like 80s records, like Bobby Brown, New Edition, like all the other like 90s, Jodeci.
A classic vibe.
Yeah, so it was like a gumbo pot. So I would say both of them influenced me by just being in tune, but also too, when I was growing up, I had speech impediment, so I was going through therapy. So that insecurity, I really ain't had that full confidence because a lot of people like, oh, like we don't quite understand you, and then like being teased on here and there, but it was all due to the fact that, again, drugs, whatever the case may be, between both of my parents and stuff like that. But by me going through the transition, it made me fall in love with hip hop.
And we know we in the mecca of hip hop, man. We got the Bronx, we got the Brooklyn, we got Harlem, Queens, Staten Island, New York City, right?
Right.
So how did you begin falling in love with hip hop, man? You kind of got into it a little bit, but let's open that a little bit more. Like, how did you start rhyming, rapping, and just getting into doing your music thing?
Well, it was a kid on, like, he's my former friend. His name is DJ. Call him the boy Ice. He had the CD of like all the locks, instrumental, and DMX. So I was in his crib. He's playing these instrumentals. He was like semi nice, but he was still rusty. But he convinced me like, yo, let's rap, like let's do it, like let's do this. And I was kind of like scared. I was like, what? Like, how you put the words together? How you rhyme with this? But we just two kids, just like playing around with it. But during the time period, rap battling in 03 was huge. Like, it was Smack
DVD.
Yeah, it was huge. So everybody battling somebody. Even it just motivated like that, like my neighborhood start rapping. So I tried it out, quit the following 2 weeks. I'm like, nah, I can't do this.
How old was you around that time?
I was 13. I was like, I ain't doing this. Like this is like unfathom. So when I was in the crib, my uncle and his friend, they had a studio in the closet, started recording. They pressed the button. They heard themselves. I was fascinated. I was like, yo, this is for real? Like, they record themselves in the closet and it sound like this? So it made me get back into rapping. You know what I mean? Because it started out in Wally, I started reading poetry. And my speech impediment started like become very more better, started getting aggressive, like started becoming way more better. So I was like, you know what? I'm reading poetry. I'm listening to a lot of Pac. Like just like it's a performance arts school, so it's like it's a lot of curriculum behind it. So
yep.
Yeah, so I started like feeling motivated behind that.
So when did you drop like your first piece of music, like that first video, that first song, that first way you put yourself out there, like, yo, I'm here?
I would say Truth.
What was that? It was a song?
It was a song. It was like a blend of old school, new school. So they did a mix of the new school record and mix it up with the old school record. So they wanted us to do like a dedication, rapping new and then rapping old.
Shout out to Truth.
Yeah, but I already had a little edge amongst all the people because I started listening to like Kane, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, G-Rap, Nas. So I started digging deep. I was like, yo, like I heard Kane made the song Set It Off. I was like, whoa, like he rhyming fast. I'm studying him hard body to the point where his whole style changed my whole writing ability. And then when I started rapping, I was like just like start battling, like trying to outshine everybody. Everybody's like, yo, you sound so advanced, this and that. How you doing that? I'm a head for head. I started listening.
So you stay in the game from there.
Yeah, so I just started studying Kane and Rakim, but also too I started studying like the culture of hip hop. So I started watching movies like Beat Street, Wild Style, Clutch Groove, just to find out the origin.
Oh, you got some classics in there, man. Yeah. Hold on. All right, so now just thinking about your whole story, right? Just hearing from the start to where you was at now, right?
Right.
What was your first piece of success when it came to the music, where you was like, yo, I might have a chance with this?
I would say my performance that changed me is, again, like I would say Harlem Children's Zone. Like they gave me an opportunity to perform in front of like thousands of our peers and stuff like that.
Was it like a
It was in Promise Academy on 125th and Madison.
Yeah.
Park.
I know they do a lot of events, so I'm trying to figure out which event was it.
Yeah.
For people that's watching can remember, like, oh, I remember something from.
Yeah.
What event was that?
It was like they started giving like kids opportunity to perform, whether they tap dancing, singing, rapping.
So they were just doing like showcases.
Yeah, so I just like took took the ability to start performing. I'm 15, 16 years old. My man's right here, got on stage with me, became my hype man, and when we got off the stage, everybody like, yo, like Sean, like you lit. So that was my first success right there, and then I'm like, yeah, this is real.
All right. So now, bringing it up to speed today, what would you say your title is right now? Who are you? What you doing? What you got going on? What's your title?
Well, right now, I have my title right now is like I'm selling my brand, Seany Sean Music. You could directly contact me for merchandise. I got all size. I don't got different colors, but I got black and white. I use music as a form of advertisement because the way the music industry is now, like it's more than talent. It's like you have to hop on different platforms and create other avenues so people could have that instant gratification, so people could see like, wow, not only he rap or sing, he also selling this, he's selling that, he's selling a different brand. So I built myself as a whole brand.
And so let everybody know everything that you got out there right now.
Well,
I know you got the music.
Yeah, I have an EP right now called Give Me a Reason. It's on Apple Music, Tidal, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio. You can easily type in Seany Sean. You can see the music. You can download it. Also, too, once you download the music, you got let me know. Once you download the music, you get free merchandise.
That's different. Now, yo, the other day I was on my gram, you know what I mean, and I seen something that you posted, and I took it, put it up, and I shared it, and I ain't gonna front. My story went crazy. Everybody was asking me, who is that? What is this?
Right.
How did he get it? What's going on? So this is the question of the day when we get to the show, man. The question of the day is, we seen that you was playing Big Al in an upcoming Big Al biopic, and everybody want to know what's going on with the Big Al biopic. When is it coming out? How did you get the role? We got to get into it. You ready, man?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you how it started. So basically, back in 2019, Little Lee, which is Big Lee's son, basically Big L's middle brother, his nephew, collaborated with this guy from Atlanta, and basically they came back to the oldest brother, which he's currently alive right now. His name is Don Fennessy. So they collaborated together to put the pilot together, but during the process of it, Little Lee died. So that particular producer wanted to like continue on putting the pilot together. So Don gave the dude an opportunity to see how this was gonna come about. So two associates of mine contacted me and asked me like, would you want to participate in a big old biopic? I said, yeah, why not? So I met with the producer from Atlanta. He came to Harlem, looked at my face, looked at the mirror. He like, can you do a video audition? I say, yeah, sure. Like, what song? He like, any song. So I chose Big L's first song, Yes You Made Remix by Lord Finesse. So I did that video in 2 days, sent it to the guy. He was impressed. The following month, he wanted me to do an indoor audition to rap the 98 freestyle in front of the director and McGruff from Children of the Corn. Excuse me. Shout out to him. Once I rapped the 98 freestyle, everybody in the room like caught chills, like and then McGruff gave me the cosign.
Damn. Drop the bomb on that, man.
Yeah.
Gotta drop the bomb on that. But one thing they want to know is that initial call. Like, what made them just initially call you?
Due to the fact that two of my associates, their name is C Styles and 9 Lives. Shout out to them. They felt as though that I was the perfect candidate to pull it off because my voice, the way I talk, and I semi-look like him. So they're like, nah, you gotta get Sean. So I was like, at first I was like, I'm like, yeah, like for real, like y'all involved with the big old pilot. I'm like, word, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot. But Lord behold, I did it. I really didn't take it as much. I'm like, I'm just giving my all. I did it. And then everybody was like, yo, congratulations and all these praise.
So when did you start acting, or was this the start?
I would say this was the start because I really didn't really had no interest in acting at all.
That's different.
Because I wanted to like really be behind the scenes as far as like producing films, doing soundtracks and stuff like that because I like hands on behind the scenes. Now, when I got casted to play the lead role, I was strictly tunnel vision. I didn't let the social media hype distract me. I didn't let people be like, yo, you the man, because I felt like I wanted to be strictly in tune just to give my best performance while they recorded me. So after that, once it was done and I actually seen like the actual results, I was like, yo, it gave me the motivation to start acting. So I took up, like last year, I took up about like 8 courses of acting classes. So I started learning from there.
And that's what we was gonna say. Like, how did you prepare? You know, because somebody's saying, "Yeah, I just jumped into it." You mean like, how did you prepare? But you kind of mentioned it, the acting classes. Now you know the show is called How to Beat the Streets, and I gotta give my people, some gems. So how did you find the acting classes? You know what I mean? Like, how did you, just seek that opportunity, and what was the course like?
I went downtown on 28th Street. It's a acting class called improv classes. So basically, it's
check that out, y'all.
Yeah, please. It's an improv course where it don't cost that much. It's like $35 for only like 3 hours, and then you have to remain that character throughout the whole day. Like whatever character that you have in mind that they ask you to become, you have to become that character all day. You can't break character.
Let's do it.
So that day when I participated into the course, I had fun with it. Like these people, everybody was acting, sticking to their role, and it was like a positive aura. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna continue on taking the course. So I started taking the courses and stuff like that. So
that's dope, man. That's dope. So your number one question, man, is it coming out?
Now, well, I'm gonna be very straightforward. So once the pilot was completed, the state, which the older brother, had a different approach behind it. Once he seen the pilot, he wanted to take it to a different approach, and basically two differences in between the business. So he postponed the whole pilot. So pilot been on hold since 2020 all the way to now, and the producer from Atlanta made an article which is on Hip Hop 1986 explaining why it got postponed and all this other stuff. So right now it's like it's on a standstill until the older brother makes that decision, whatever he want to be able to whether he want to do a documentary or he want to collaborate with somebody else that basically going to give that full-fledged story.
Mm-hmm. We had to ask that, you know what I mean? Big L, that's a powerful story, man, especially from a fellow guy growing up in Harlem, man. Big L is definitely a big inspiration. So I know a lot of people want to see that. A lot of people want to, tap into Big L's story, his documentary. And I just think it's dope overall for you to have that opportunity, man. And I hope everything come out, you know what I mean, so you could do your thing and prosper.
Actually, I have a funny story behind that, how I met the older brother.
Let's hear it.
Like, in 2016, I actually ran into the older brother on 140th, and me and him I ran down on him like, yo, my name's Sean, blah blah blah. I got you on Facebook, and me and him started talking, and then he seen that I was just a young kid, just trying to seek answers on why L got killed and stuff like that, because there was a lot of speculations.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't telling me the real reason what happened to him, and I was kind of like stunned away, like, oh wow, like damn, like that really happened. Like yeah, and from there we stood in contact. It was nothing about no pilot, none of that. Fast forward, when the pilot came back, it was like 360.
That's crazy.
He the one that was involved with the pilot, so when he found out that I got cast, he was happy. Like told the guy like, yo, that's my little man.
Damn. So. How does that make you feel now? Like, with it on pause right now? Like, what's your thoughts? What's your feeling?
Everything's on God's timing, because I look at it like this: like, if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be, and whoever the brother decide to like make that decision, he gonna make it make sense so the world could see his little brother's story being told in the correct way, because at the end of the day, everybody trying to like look for a dollar, but us in the community want to see this story come into fruition. Right. So hopefully everything's on God's timing. So it's like it's bittersweet. I'm not even mad about it.
So how did you take that momentum and then utilize it on your hip hop journey? Like, how did that energy inspire you to keep doing what you're doing?
Well, it started, honestly, that right there made me get into more acting classes. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start participating into other like films and stuff like that, because hip hop now is so saturated that hip hop is right now at this current state is more underground than mainstream, because it's so much music out there that the only thing that you have to do is get on these podcasts. You gotta produce. You gotta sell merchandise, because the art of it it's 5% talent, 95% business.
Dang, I hate hearing that, by the way. I hate hearing that, by the way, man. Because that just always make me think like, damn, what's going on in New York City hip hop? I'm not even gonna talk about hip hop as a whole.
Right.
Like, what's going on in New York City hip hop, and do you think New York City is still running hip hop? And if not, what do you think it's gonna take for us to get back to that, forefront of running hip hop?
Well, I'm gonna say this though. I shout out to like all of the veterans that held New York down, because in they beef. You know what I mean? Like there's certain mainstream artists that still have their little beefs, but you got people like Cam and Mace, like they had beef for over 25 years, and it just came down. It's like, you know what? It's not even worth it. Let's give people what they want, and just gave kids like me and you, like, yo, they in they beef, even with 50 and Fat Joe in they beef. You know what I mean? It's great.
Cam and Mace.
Right, it's great. But now, like, with our peers, it's ego. Ego is kind of basically blocking the blessings behind New York City to let New York be as a whole again. Because right now, females is running
the game,
running New York City. Like Scarlett, like
Lola Bro,
they running it. So it's like it's a phenomenal thing. But look at the message that they promoting. So it's like it's kind of like, all right, cool.
Ice Spice,
yeah, like phenomenal artists, like talented people. It's just that I just feel as though with men, it's ego. Ego is holding us back.
Damn. So what is it gonna take then? What is it gonna take for us to get back to the forefront and everybody run it up again?
Well, we need to get back into groups. I feel like groups always been our number one thing. Like you had Wu-Tang, Dipset, G-Unit, Mobb Deep.
I like that.
M.O.P., Rockefeller, State Property. Who else? Who other group like that's out and about?
So G-Unit?
Yeah, I said G-Unit. The Firm. Like, just groups made New York City as a whole. You know, like, just like, and then they had these artists branch out doing their own solo thing, but they held that branch. You know what I mean? So now it's like everybody not trying to click up on no group because everybody had that ego, like, yo, I don't want him being the man because he gonna outshine me. Or whatever the case can be. Over some, like, we can't curse on that, right?
Like you did thing.
Yeah, over some dumb shit. Like, oh, nah, like he gonna outshine me because he gonna get more girls. So, like, that's a petty state of mind just to have. Like, or, nah, like, he got a better song than me. It's just dumb shit. You know what I mean?
That's a different take. I didn't hear somebody say that in a while. You like basically teaming up. And I do think that as a collective, it'd be way easier to spread the message if it's like 4, 5, 6 rappers coming together and just tearing shit up on the track. Like, because people gonna look like, damn, what's making them, out of everybody moving solo, what's making them come together? And just different voices, different sounds. That's hard to do, though. So that's probably what keeps everybody away from doing that.
Right, and you got groups like Gazelda. I forgot to mention Gazelda.
Yeah, salute to them.
Yeah, Gazelda, they coming with that underground, like, mainstream hip hop and stuff like that, and
they bridge the gap with the age.
Right.
I was gonna ask you that too, because that's a hot topic right now. A lot of people saying, is ageism a thing in hip hop? Is it, can you age out of hip hop? Is there age limit? Like, what you think?
I would say it depends on the growth. Like, hip hop is, like, it's 50 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Now it's more like you gonna tell James Brown stop performing.
Quiet.
Like you gonna tell Usher to stop singing. You 45 years old, stop singing. Nah, like this is what they love to do. So it's like I feel like your craft and your talent has no age limit. You know, you gonna tell God, you gonna tell God that yo the earth is too old. It's 7 million years old. It's too old. God created another earth. Like that don't make sense. Like nah. Like I feel like they putting too much limitations behind it. But I do believe in growth into life transitions too. Like because rap ain't for everybody, and same way for like singing. Singing ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? But they shouldn't. The public and the consumers shouldn't be putting that stigma because they bashing Drake, Cole, Kendrick too. He make God music. Like that's boring. Nah, what if he making the music to raise up your vibration?
Speaking of God music, you heard about D1?
No.
Oh, you ain't hear about D1. So D1 is like I knew you had to see that video with the Christian artist and Rick Ross. He was coming at Rick. He said Rick Ross name, Meek name, Jim Jones name. And he was basically just saying like all the shit they doing.
Oh, you talking about he was on Sway.
Yeah, he was on Sway in the morning. And he was basically saying the same thing. Like everybody had the same message. You know, pushing the guns, the drugs and all that. But it's time for change in hip hop. Do you think right now it's time for change? You know, we had the drill wave for a minute. You know what I mean? I don't know. Right now, they changed like the Jersey beats a little bit. Mm-hmm. Where do you think it's going? And do you think right now is a perfect time to bring change to the game?
Well, music always had a balance. So it's like you can't, if you're gonna talk about the negative aspects of the environment, you gotta talk about the good aspects of an environment because like hip hop has that balance. It should always bring that balance because without it it's like people such as him going to feel like they are pro anti rap because it's like yo you poisoning the youth and stuff like that. Like instead of you promoting that music, promote something that like yo today was a good day. Ice Cube promote a song like that you're gonna be like, oh wow, like damn, that's different. You know what I mean? But like where the direction where music is going, we don't know because it's kind of flaky.
So what do you feel like you bring to the game?
Like basically like I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like just you gotta come in the game, being yourself, being yourself, being truthful. Taking a risk, like that's me. Like I'm willing to take a risk, willing to put myself out there, willing to push my brand, willing to let people like my music and be great consumers of my music. Because people can like the music and they may not be a fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want people to become a fan of my music. I want people to become attached towards my brand. I also got a T-shirt for you.
Whoa, we got gifts. Hold on. We gotta clap it up.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my brand right there. Seany Sean music. You know what I mean?
I checked that out, y'all. Good. I just bought the black. I forgot the black Jordans. I don't even like Jordans like that. But
yeah, that's on the house.
Lady just bought me some good Jordans that match with these, man. Good looking.
Yeah, that's on the house. You know what I mean? Like, just like now, I'm coming in all forms because I'm not only relying on rap. Now I'm relying on my other talent, which is acting now. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to like participate in other films, show my talent, move up in the ranks without compromising my integrity.
What you mean by that?
You see what's going on, man.
You see what's going on.
Like I don't try to be raw, but you got certain higher ups raping bitches, you know,
it's going like the industry. I'll say this though, right? So when you think about the music industry, it seems like the music industry always have, you know, dark sides to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. So that's why when I asked you that question, what would you bring to the game? It's like if you, I don't know, got a record deal or if you made your way in there, like what would you do to change reality for the next generation of hip hop?
I would say just me going to the community and like going to the the centers and stuff like that, speaking with the youth,
Right.
letting them know like, yo, listen, it's all right to like promote your talent. Just make sure that you make the money, take care of your family. Also, once you take care of your family, take care of the community that you came from. You know what I mean? Like, without coming in with your chain on and boasting, bragging and stuff like that, because it's out of 1,000 people, it's one hater that ain't gonna like you. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta have that balance where when you come in, like, I'm gonna come in speaking to the youth. I'm gonna motivate them. I'm gonna encourage them. I'm gonna give them game. Like, yo, you 15 years old, your mom's giving you money, or you doing these part-time jobs. Start a Roth, get yourself on life insurance.
Gems.
You know what I mean? Like, just like you gonna have your fun. Like, if you gonna think about being a entrepreneur, that's where it starts at. Build your credit.
That's a fact. Now look, so for everybody out there checking us out on YouTube, what's your favorite Seany Sean song? So when they look at this video, they know, yo, this one right here, if you want to start with my catalog, you got to start with this joint right here.
I would say my favorite song on YouTube, I would say Blanking Out.
Blanking Out.
Blanking Out.
Seany Sean, Blanking Out. That's how they find it.
Yes.
Why that's your favorite?
It gave that New York feeling. I was at a club, at a lounge, like with some nice joints. like got a little smack. We left them. I left my boy. I was on the train station, played the record. I just heard start seeing words like blanking out. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take that. Went home, wrote the hook, smack, went to sleep, got right back up, wrote the record, and shot the music video, put it out there, and that's everybody's people's favorite song. I was like, oh snap, like it wasn't my favorite. I won't keep it real with you, but people like it.
It be like that. Make sure y'all go check that out, man. This guy's doing some great work. This part of the show, we call it Grandma Love. And Grandma Love is just like, can you share, and it's crazy because you definitely, talked about your grandmother a lot in the beginning of the interview. So
right.
Can you just share a gem that your grandmother gave you that's just like, I got to share this with the world because it really helped, you know what I mean, put you on a positive pathway.
Damn. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. If it was like one message that my grandmother gave me, definitely she told me that, like, never stop doing what you love. Like never stop doing what you love. Like, if it's in you, don't let family, friends, your significant other derail you from your path, because the moment that you stop and you let other outside forces stop you from that, it's over.
I like that. That was dope. Now, putting you on segment, can you just share with us a book, movie, song, poem, anything that, you know what I mean, just keep you motivated when you're just trying to keep that engine going?
You said book. I read a lot of books.
That's dope.
I read a lot of books. The book I'm currently reading right now is The Power of Now. My lady gave me that book, bought that book for me. I forgot the author name, but The Power of Now, basically describes of like, yo, your power is now, and you the only one that could shape and mold your reality right now and let it ripple, because everything is moving and constantly moving in vibration. So whatever you think of and you put it out there, you constantly moving, putting intense focus onto that, it's gonna ripple.
I like that. I'm gonna check that book out myself, matter of fact.
Yeah, The Power Now.
So if this was a movie on your life, and everybody, we at the end of the movie, we in Magic Johnson Theater, you know what I mean, and the credits is coming on, what do you think everybody will walk away? 3 key takeaways that everybody will walk away from your life story right now.
Damn, it hit me hard with some good questions. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you, and like, it may sound like I want people to understand that, like, this person went through a great childhood, but you also had some struggles within it, based on like speech impediment, transitioning from music to acting, going through like a financial hurdle, bump my head, come right back, you know, full surface. Also, too, it's like the ending has to be me becoming the bad guy.
You becoming the bad guy?
Mm-hmm.
Getting over it, or you ending as the bad guy?
I'm ending as the bad guy.
Why is that?
Because everybody respect the villain more than the hero.
Ooh. So what you think about the world then? Why does the world respect the villain more?
Look at the current times that we in. Nobody, like, you think, no disrespect to any woman. I love every woman.
Tread lightly.
Yeah, I mean,
As my brother said, we try to keep the water on, man.
I love every woman, especially my lady African American. But you gotta think about the energy. Women don't respect the feminine sides of men now. Men too feminine. So now they talking reckless to them. They don't want no push.
I just want a rough.
Yeah. That part. But now it's like, and then men don't even respect men no more because of the whole situation of if you that side. What I mean by if you that side, like meaning that if you like men, that's your perspective. But also at the same time too, like everybody want to be a spectator. So it's like you want to be a spectator. All right, cool. And when you try to be good, they're not respecting it. When you try to do something correct in your life, they're not respecting it. Sometimes you gotta snap into the mode, like, you know what? I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't fuck what y'all feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm that nigga. Listen, I'm a ball out. You're gonna see me get property. You're gonna see me have these kids look up to me. If you old and washed up and you're like, I don't like you, I don't care. Like I don't owe you nothing. Like, well, like, yeah, I'm that guy. Like, that's the bad guy mentality. Like, yo, right. everybody don't respect the hero because the hero, they look at the hero as a lame. Everybody want to be a joker.
Dang. I hate hearing that, man. I'm trying to be a hero, man.
You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
Like, I was like, just like no funny shit. I was just I was in the crib getting prepared. I was literally watching King of New York, the movie with Christopher Walken.
Classic.
I was watching that, and I see how he's moving, tall white man, smooth, mingling with the politicians, mingling with the drugs. The police hate him. And it's like he was the bad guy, but people loved him. Like, yo, my God, Frank White, you everything. Thank you for the opportunity. Because he giving everybody opportunity, but in hindsight, the bad guy always wins.
And that's crazy because that reminds me of I was reading 50 Cent book, and he was talking about how everybody loves seeing somebody come from the ground up, or everybody loves seeing the person that's unpolished. You know what I mean? So I do agree. You know what I mean? The world, to me too, I feel like the world do love to see somebody broken. You know what I mean? People are attached to seeing broken people for I don't know what it is. We could talk about that all day. You know what I mean? Like Sexy Red is coming out right now. You know what I mean? She doing shows, pregnant. She just did a joint with YG. They got the, you know what I mean, the red flags on. They doing their thing, and she pregnant, and everybody love it. So I do feel like the world do have some type of ties to, you know, broken people. But
well, I'm gonna say this though, like from a spiritual standpoint of view, we may be a part of the world, but we're not of the world, because at the end of the day, the Most High got the last say so. So why not?
I had to give you that. Like, why drop a gem?
Now if you protected by the Most High, by his aura, you're not gonna be like, so when you're moving towards his energy, you gotta be the bad guy in this world to be appreciated in the other realms once we decease off of this world.
Wait, I'm confused, because if you the bad guy, how you gonna be accepted in the other world?
No, meaning, so I'm gonna break it down to you. You don't have to be evil towards people. People may not even like you, but once you have that power and that aura, and you don't care about what people think, and you gonna take a risk on yourself, and you know that you human, be human, we gonna make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you treat people accordingly and treat people correctly in your life that matters, that is supporting you, that love you, fuck what the rest of the world think. Be the bad guy. Be the bad guy for the rest of the world, but appreciate the people that's in your circle.
Got it.
You know, love the people that love you and that stuff like that, and appreciate what God's putting you in a position, because God, like, all right, move you in this likeness, but you're gonna be hated. I'm gonna have people hate you so you can see like who's who and what's what.
I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna see if you're gonna fold. I'm gonna see if you're gonna resist or I'm gonna see if you ain't gonna give a fuck.
All right. Well, we gonna end on this, man. You gonna just finish my statement.
Yes.
Right now, Seany Sean is
The one and only Harlem Zone. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
There you have it.
I grew up on the west side on 121st Street where niggas hold heat, smashing on freaks. As a kid, I knew exactly that I never knew my pappy hanging with the murderers with a rap shit.
Facts.
I chose to be in the end zone, rolling the heads chrome, where I roam alone up in Edgecombe. At an age, I was advanced than other kids, seeing the things like sucking dick what mothers did. Speaking the truth, I hustle within the stairways, seeing my uncle rob reduce with the 12 gauge, cocking his Glock on the spot, peeling niggas top. We don't even carry fat knots.
We do the credit swap.
Fucking 9 to 5 ain't a regular job. Is only gonna have my ass waste time when I rhyme. Sean in a Harlem state of mind when I'm about that CREAM. Getting cream.
Seany Sean, ladies and gentlemen.